name is Jessi Hattori, and this is my final project for food service management. I decided to interview Lynn Palin, the general manager of Gyukaku Chicago, which is a Raines company. Gyukaku is located at 210 East Ohio Street, and that is just a block east of Michigan Avenue, so it's a great location. I met Lynn a little over a year ago when she was opening her first restaurant. Gyukaku is a yakiniku style chain restaurant that began in Japan. Yakiniku is very similar to Korean barbecue. There, at your table, there are grills that you cook on, and you do the cooking yourself. Yakiniku, though, is Japanese style barbecue, so the meats are pre-marinated, and it's actually smokeless. A lot of people love Korean barbecue, but they hate smelling the smoke for the next couple days because the aromas are so thick. But in Japanese style, the grills actually have an exhaust system that pull down the smoke, so you do not smell like it. So if that's something that you dislike about Korean barbecue, I do suggest trying yakiniku. I was hired for a serving position, and we actually began training 3 months before we opened our doors to the public. A year later today, we still have the same employees working there that helped open the restaurant. We have a lot of pride in what we have done there. Even though we went through a lot of struggles and conflicts, we are now #1 in the country for all the U.S. Gyukakus. So first, when I was interviewing Lynn, I asked her how she came to be with Gyukaku, and she said that she moved here from Thailand to New York with her family, and in Asia she would eat yakiniku all the time and was excited to find it here in New York. There's only one Gyukaku at the time, and now there are actually 3 in New York, and 2 in Hawaii, 5 in California, 1 in Toronto, and 1 in Chicago. She began as a host there, and then she moved up to server, and then she was assistant manager when the regional manager of all the U.S. Gyukakus had announced that they were going to open a second location in New York for Gyukaku. As an assistant manager, Lynn got kind of nervous because she figured that she'd lose half of her customer account to this new Gyukaku in the same city. At that time, the regional manager actually promoted her up to general manager of that old restaurant, while the old general manager helped open the new one. She actually managed for 3 years and retained the customer count, which then got her promoted to a chance to open her own Gyukaku in Chicago, and she accepted. Next, I asked her about the struggles and conflicts in the beginning. She said that a minor thing was the sleep deprivation. In New York, she had 2 days off, but when you're opening your own restaurant, you work 24/7 on that restaurant. And to this day, I have not seen Lynn take a day off of work, except when she went to Toronto to help train managers for the new Gyukaku there a month ago. A bigger struggle that she went through when opening the restaurant was the week of grand opening. We had Kobe beef shipped into our Chicago supplier, and the supplier put it in the refrigerator instead of the freezer, and it all spoiled. It was $7,000 worth of Kobe beef that now had to be reshipped, overnighted, so it would make it in time for a grand opening. Another big struggle they had was getting the liquor license, which actually did not arrive until the day we opened our doors, just hours before it. So next we talked about the strategy she used to solve conflicts with the customer count. When we first opened, all of our customers were Asian because they were the only ones that were familiar with what yakiniku was. And to try to get more customer types in, Lynn put in ads into popular press magazines like the Red Eye. When all of these didn't work out very well for us, she decided to partner with Groupon, and they actually put together a prefix meal that was $35 for $70 worth of food. It was very easy because you didn't have to pick your marinades or pick your meats that you didn't know the names of, and it actually had all of our popular items on it, and it did bring in very different types of people, which we actually retained after they used their Groupon. So now when you come in, it's not only Asians that we have there, we have all customer types, which we're very proud of. Another way that she had boosted the customer count was during the day we had fewer people coming than at the dinner rush. So in order to solve this, we began a happy hour menu, and the happy hour menu, it was extensive, and it even highlighted some of our most popular items that we had. And Lynn made it so it was highly discounted to attract people for lunch and for like a snack, you know. And it worked. We were busy from open all the way through the dinner rush. And then soon after that, we wanted to finish that gap of after the dinner rush to when we lock our doors, when everything slows down. We actually brought the happy hour menu back to those times so that we were busy from open to close. Now if you come in to eat at Gyukaku, you can get our happy hour menu anytime except between 6 and 9:30. And so it's a really good deal, and it's brought in a lot of people. Next we talked about hiring and training with new employees. Because we're a very new restaurant, many of the employees have remained the same over this year. We've hired 2 new servers and an assistant manager for the front of the house staff. The original hires for them were referenced by someone who already worked for us. Lynn recently put up another Craigslist ad to find servers for the busy season. All of us that had opened the restaurant were actually through Craigslist. That's how we found out to apply. But every person that we've gotten recently tried to train and then quit because they found it to be too difficult to work for us. With the yakiniku as a server, you need to memorize every cut of meat on the menu and their Asian names and their weight for each portion, the marinade that is commonly paired with it, cooking times on the grill. There are many other things that must be mentioned throughout customers' dining experience as well. Gyukaku is not like an average wait job. It has been very difficult to find more help. Lynn said that she needs to change the training system so new people don't get overwhelmed, which I completely agree with. The first week would be shadowing a server and running food. This way a server can practice grilling information on foods and observe server speeches. I think it would be a better way to train our employees, just to get that hands-on feeling, but still not the responsibility of it. Lynn and I moved on to lighter conversations about motivation, communication, and her favorite parts of the job, the positives. Lynn said that contests are a good way to motivate workers. We have comment cards that we leave with the check, and on the cards they can leave their email address and join our newsletter. And Lynn has created contests for free food or gift cards to whoever receives more emails for the newsletter. This encourages us to mention it when we drop the check off and try a little harder to get customers to join. Lynn keeps communication within the business barrier free. All the employees are constantly updated with emails about the restaurant and the company. We're all given her phone number, and we're all encouraged to use it anytime. So Lynn feels that the best part of being a manager is seeing her hard work turning into success. The advice that Lynn left for future business managers is to create a strong relationship with all of your employees. Her philosophy is that a business is a team, and the stronger the bonds, the stronger the business. All the conflicts that arose could have never been resolved by one person, and she is grateful for all the hard work her employees have done, and I am grateful to her for creating a business I can admire and learn from. I hope you guys enjoyed this and you learned something about managing. Thank you very much.